Hey everyone, welcome to Alice's Kitchen. As you can already guess from just this look, today we are making an orange cake and it is nice, delicious, and it's got that citrus stingy taste that you like. I'm dusting it with icing sugar. You can finish it off with just glazing with some orange syrup. So without wasting time, why don't you come with me into the kitchen and I'll show you how to make this delicious cake. I've got 120 ml of freshly squeezed orange juice. So I just squeezed this from an orange. I've got 180 grams of cake flour. If you don't have cake flour, you can use 160 grams of plain flour and 20 grams of cornstarch. I've got 175 grams of sugar. I'm going to use half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I've got an orange here which I'll use just to garnish the cake when I'm finished. I have got here 115 grams of unsalted butter that's been softened to room temperature, 2 eggs, 57 grams of sour cream that is at room temperature, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and lastly I've got 1.5 teaspoon of orange zest. So the oranges that I squeezed the juice out of, I just took the zest from that. So now let's get started. I will show you how to make this. So to start off, we are going to mix our dry ingredients except for the sugar. So your flour, baking powder, salt, baking soda, and I am just going to give that a quick whisk and then I'll set it to the side for now. In this bowl, we are going to cream our butter and our sugar together. So make sure to be stopping in between to just scrape the bowl. And because our sugar is now combined with the butter, I'm going to add the orange zest and we continue with the mixing. You can see the mixture is getting really light now, but it hasn't reached the consistency that I want. So I am going to keep creaming for a few more minutes. Now as you can see, the color has changed. It's now really light. So I'm going to start adding the eggs, adding them one at a time, and then I'll mix after each addition. We are getting that nice silky mixture, so now we are going to add our second egg. So we've got our mixture here, so now I'm going to add the sour cream and a third of the flour mixture. But before I add a third of the flour mixture, I'm just going to put half a teaspoon of vanilla. I'll just mix that lightly so it can combine before I add the flour. So now I'm going to add a third of the flour. On low speed, I will mix to combine, and then straight after I'll add half of the orange juice and then just stir it in before adding flour again. You don't want to overmix, so until it's just mixed is fine. So now we add half of our juice and we are just going to stir that in, followed by another third of the flour, which I'll fold in lightly again. Now adding the rest of the orange juice, then I'll stir it in. It's gonna look cuddly a bit, but that's okay. And then I'm going to finish off by adding the rest of the flour that I had left. So now we just pour that in. I'm just scraping down to make sure that everything is combined. Alright, so now I've got my nice smooth cake batter and it's ready for baking. So I'm going to pour it into my tin, which has been prepared, and I'll bake this for 30 minutes at 160 fan forced, 160 degrees. So I'll just lightly bang it to just make sure that any air bubbles that are trapped, they come to the top. Now this is ready to go into the oven. I'll see you in 30 minutes. Now our cake is ready. It was in the oven for 30 minutes. It's now cooked. I'm just going to let it cool slightly in the pan before I flip it over, and then I'll just dust it with some icing sugar. You can glaze it with orange syrup if you wish. So now our orange cake is done, dusted with some icing sugar. I'm just gonna cut it because I want to see what the inside looks like. It's got that orangey color that I'm looking for. I can already see some yellow. I will just pull this slice out so I can show you, and just look at that. It's got that nice yellow inside, and it is nice, soft and fluffy. Enjoy.